Yo, man, this is Lucifer here. Hold up. There we go. Business and spiritual consultant, as always. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing great. How are my jinns doing? How is everybody doing? How are my demons, jinns, and all of the above doing? Okay. So, you guys, call to action. In business, there's a thing called call to action. Call to action in business is when you put, let's say, you put, hold up. Give me a second. I feel uncomfortable. There's something wrong here. Okay, that's better. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, so call to action is, because some people, they see a video one time and they think that you never show your eyes and shit, or you got something to hide. So that's why, like, hey, you know what? The thing is, listen, why do spiritualists don't care about how they look? Yes, that's what I said. Why do spiritualists don't care about how they look? Let me tell you. If it's your first time joining my channel, we talk about everything that is spirituality, demonology, and everything, all of the above. Well, the thing about my videos is I'm a demonologist, but I don't focus on the demonology part. The reason why that is, first of all, it scares people. Not that I care, but I do have a YouTube channel, and I am kind of trying to have more views. Sorry. Second, because the work. Okay, here I'm gonna praise my ascended master by saying this, and I hope it's not an offense, but the problem here is the demons I work with. I don't know about all the other demons in the castle, but the demons I work with have a specific job that they have to do. They've always been doing the same job. This is not new. None of this is new. And that job is to implement a new form of thinking. And I guess because of that, and it's a free form of thinking. So because of this free form of thinking, this gives me space to not necessarily concentrate on the demonology part. This gives me space to talk to people that I would not likely speak to in another dimension. So the human spirit has a lot of potential and capabilities, which is the reason why I don't necessarily have to talk about demonology all the time. The thing is, at some point, a lot of people are going to have to get into demonology. And there's already a lot of people into it. But at some point, they're going to have to get into it. The reason why is manifestation is a normal thing. Manifesting is a normal thing because each day you wake up and you create your own reality. So that's not necessarily a power. It's more an ability. It's actually a common ability. So each day you create your own reality. So I can't, me as a demonologist, I can't say you're a demon because you manifest things. When you become a demon is when you go above manifestation. That means you're not just looking for success. That means you're not looking just for love and stuff like that, right? If you looking to have actual abilities, whether it is defensive, offensive, offensive, whatever it is, then you stumble upon the world of spirits, mysticism, and all that good stuff. So, back to the subject at hand. Why do spiritualists don't give a flying fiddlesticks what they look like? Let me tell you. If you are, see, this is, I'm going to clarify some confusion. Maybe some people might have some confusion about this. And I would understand if you have confusion about this. And it might even make you feel bad about yourself. If you are at a certain level in your spirituality, well, let's bring it back a little bit. People say that everyone around you and everything around you is a mirror of yourself. And this is true. But at some point, the people around you are not, depending on where you are, what dimension you are, or what parallel universe that you're living in, when you become a higher level, let's say if you're an enlightened person, right? If you have reached enlightenment, you become empathic, right? You become an empath and stuff like that, right? You understand and feel and react to the emotional spectrum. So what had happened was, in certain areas where there's an enlightened individual, depending on the level that he's at, a lot of people are going to look at him and they're going to feel like he's not concording to the neighborhood or the city. The thing you have to understand is when you're enlightened, you become the mirror. People don't mirror you, you mirror people. So you kind of become like a thermometer of some sort, an emotional thermometer. Now you have to understand emotions are very, or not very, they're mostly connected to ideas and principles. That's where emotions come from. Without an idea or principle, you don't have any emotion. So if you're around people, if those people, the normal people, see a spiritualist and he looks kind of janky, the reason why it looks janky is because everybody else is. So when you look at him, if you notice a spiritual person and you know a spiritual person, looking at him lets you know how everybody in the city feels. So if he's looking kind of janky, whatever you consider janky, but if he looks kind of janky, that's because the people around are janky. He's not janky. He's just being a reflection of the people. And when you're not at that level, when you're not high enough, when you're not enlightened, people are a reflection of you. But when you reach a certain level, a certain status, you look according to people's emotions. So if people feel like shit and they come at you, and I mean, I don't think people are going to tell you look like shit, but you know, like if they you know what I mean? Like they feel disgusted by your presence. The thing that they don't understand is what they are disgusted at is themselves. Because you only reflect back at people what they show you. And they don't need to speak. They don't need to actually express it. You can feel it. You can see it because your third eye is open. With your third eye, you can see things, you know. A lot of people can't see with their third eyes, man. Like, I've noticed that a little bit, no pun intended. But, you know, anyway, y'all need to work on your third eye, man. Because it's part of being an empath, too. The third eye is part of being an empath, too. The third eye, when you're an empath, because the empath feels it, but you can actually see it, too. It's not just feeling it, you know. And when your third eye is open, your empathic ways actually, your third eye, so the emotions of the energy around you runs through your solar plexus and then sends information to your third eye, which is in your mind, right? So your third eye mind, no pun intended, records the information and sends it back outside, and you can see it with your own two eyes, or what it appears to be with your eyes, you know. But you're not really seeing something. It's just the emotional spectrum is letting you understand something more. So you're gazing into a layer of life that most people don't really see. So that's the reason why when you see a spiritualist walk down the street and he's looking all crazy and shit, it's not him that's crazy. There's a group of people around the area that's crazy. You know, and that's why he looks like that. He's normal. That's a normal person. He don't look normal, but it's a normal person. It's just he's not reverberating. He's just reflecting what the emotional spectrum is showing him. And as a spiritualist, it's your job to look janky when you have to. Because that lets people know, because just because they're normal people, that doesn't mean they don't understand. And by covering up their emotional spectrum, you're doing the city a disservice. So don't do that. If you gotta look janky, look janky. Don't cover up shit with makeup. You know what I mean? If it's shit, let it be shit. Don't try to put makeup over shit. You know, it still stink and it's still ugly. You know what I mean? Part of my language, no offense meant. So, it's your job as a high level spiritualist to not care about what people think in specific times. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. If you feel the fire, if you feel the heat, you feel the flame of life, you feel the excitement, yeah. Dress up accordingly. Look according. Take care of yourself accordingly. But if the area's fucked up, don't make it look good. Because then you're encouraging people to act the way that they're acting. They're going to keep acting the way that they're acting. Don't encourage them. You know what I mean? Don't encourage it. Let them know y'all niggas fucked up. You know what I mean? Don't, you know, So a lot of spiritualists already know this. I'm not saying anything new. You know, that they're already doing it. You know, it's like that, period. It's just like that. And a lot of people, and don't feel bad, because a lot of people understand that process. You'd be surprised how many normies understand that process. They look outside their window, they see you walk just at the right time. Coincidence. You know what I mean? They look out the window and you just so happen to pass by. They look at how you're looking and they already know if they're going to have a good week, a good day, a good month, or a good year even. You're like a walking horoscope. You know what I mean? For real. If you're a higher level spiritualist, you're like a walking horoscope. But when you're not true to yourself, when you're afraid to physically express yourself, not verbally, physically express yourself, you're doing a disservice, because you want to look good all the time. You want to be, you know what I mean? You want to be fancy all the time, man. You want that good life. You already got the good life. You already got the fanciness. This is not a question. We don't doubt your fanciness. We don't doubt your success. What we do doubt is how you perceive yourself, though. Because you don't need to be afraid of that shit. Of course, you're going to meet people that, you know, they don't know shit. But that don't matter. Because 70% of the normies actually know what's going on. It's just the 25% that don't know. So they're the ones that's going to react to it. You know, they're the ones that's going to be annoyed by it. You know what I mean? They're the ones that's going to be like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, what the fuck? You know, those are the guys that is because they don't know. They don't understand. And they're lying to themselves because they know where they come from. They know who they know. They know the area. They know the people. You know what I mean? So they're lying to themselves. And it's not by, and it's also because they don't know. They don't understand. Because it's not by acting like everything is okay that everything is going to be okay. And it doesn't take a lot of effort to make things better. It takes a very, very, not even a physical effort to make things better. You know what I mean? Making things better is all about how you think. So you don't even need to do a physical, literally physical effort. A lot of people are kind of lazy on that part. So you know, it is what it is. So you don't have to feel bad, you know. Not that you feel bad. I know you guys don't feel bad when you do that shit, when you act like a social thermometer. I know you guys don't feel bad. I don't know why I just said that. I have no idea why I just said that. Anyway, but let's keep going down that line. Like, you don't, you know, you don't have to be able to feel bad and shit. There's nothing to feel bad about, you know. Well, you might feel bad a little bit because, I don't know, like, the way people perceive you and shit. You know, like, because like I said, 20% is going to let you know how they see you, you know what I mean? The 70% ain't going to say shit. They're going to go about their day and they're going to look at you like you're a horoscope in the news, you know, in the journals and shit, in the newspaper, and they look, and that's it. They're not going to, you know, have a conversation about it. They're just, okay, that's the information. They're going to take the information and then they're going to act accordingly. You know what I mean? So, but there's still a 20%, 30% people that don't know. And they don't take it as you being a thermometer for their own way of thinking. They don't see that they're looking at themselves. You know what I mean? Because they put some makeup on the shit. Pardon my language. They put makeup on a, you know, whatever. I mean, they're dressing up the BS. Because they think if they dress up the BS, nobody's going to notice. Yes, everybody notices. You don't, like I said before, you don't need to talk. You don't need to say anything. We already know that you on some BS, that you on some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to say anything. You don't even need to come outside of your house, and we already know that you on some bullshit. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Like, sometimes you're on some bullshit too. You come out of your house, people already know you're on some bullshit. That's why you see police officers waiting in the corner and shit. That's why, you know, because they can feel it. They can feel something fucked up is about to happen here. Because they can feel that you on some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you on some shit, you know? So that's why you feel harassed, man. You got like gang members looking at you. You got police officers looking at you because they feel your anger. They can feel your rage. They can feel that you gonna go, you know, berserk and shit. You gonna let go, you know, and you're not supposed to let go. You know what I mean? Shit can get real. That's why the Illuminati's there too. You know, sometimes the Illuminati ain't even there when you on some bullshit because they want the bullshit to happen. You know, but that's when you start seeing police officers and you start seeing gang members, because, you know, gang members are fucking the new age royal guards. You know what I mean? Like, gang members are not to be trusted, bro. Like, gang members are not to be trusted. These niggas work for the government too. They work for the government too. Like, they're the new age royal guards. Like, you know, everybody think the police is bad. Gang members is worse. Gang members are worse, bro. Like, they don't work for you. They work for the country. They work for the country. They always work for the country, man. Like, they're not free, bro. Like, it's bullshit, man. And that shit, that's why you see those gang members. Because the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people feel like they're being harassed by people from the streets. Yes, you are. Because they work for the government. You are being harassed by street guys because they work for the government. They're hired and paid by the government to do this shit. They're royal guards. They're not people anymore. Back in the days, you know, anyway, back in the 90s, they were regular people. Some of these guys was regular people, man. They didn't work for the government. Shit. You know what I mean? They didn't harass people like that, bro. Like, they wouldn't, like, harass people randomly, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a mission. They're on a mission. And they're on some vibrational magic bullshit too. They know that you're about to let go. So that's why they show up, and, you know, they try to smother your letting go and shit, you know, which is kind of a good thing, because, you know, that kind of, you don't know. Like, you don't know how angry you can get, man. Like, you can get pretty fucking dangerous when you want to, man. You have no idea. Just because you've never done it before, just because you never went to the max before, that doesn't mean you don't have the potential to do that shit. You know what I mean? So we got to check you out. We got to check you out. We got to, you know, you can see interdimensional police cars and interdimensional gangsters appearing out of nowhere. They got to keep their eye on you, because you're gonna punch somebody's lights out. You're gonna send them to the hospital or some shit like that, or you're gonna murder a fucking family or some shit like like, I don't know, but everybody's like this close to turning into a goddamn serial killer, man. Especially nowadays with all the bad information that they keep giving to people, all the frustration that people keep pouring into other people, man. Like, if we don't keep an eye on people are gonna snap, man. They're gonna go fucking crazy. And a lot of elites are doing it on purpose. They're pushing people to their limits so that they can, you know, so that they can have a reason to go get some money from some dudes and tell some dudes, well, we can handle this, man. We know how to handle this. We got all the information, man. We're professionals at handling things like this. Bullshit. You know what I mean? They just want to turn the country into a communist fucking country. They want to be fucking communists. Like, you know what I mean? They want to enslave everybody, and everybody becomes a communist. And everybody's already enslaved by something that don't even exist. Because the Illuminati don't even have that much power. It's just they make it look as if they have that much power. You know what I mean? Because most spiritualists are stronger than at least 5,000 of these guys spiritually, not physically, but spiritually. They're stronger than 5,000 of these guys. Easy, hands down 5,000. And I'm actually lowballing it because it's probably higher than that. You know what I mean? So it's not for nothing that they're over 1 million fucking members, because they're fucking stupid and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? They're just pulling shit out of their asses. And sometimes it's working, sometimes it don't. It is what it is. But the common spiritualist, the everyday spiritual, not somebody like me that knows a whole bunch of shit. The everyday spiritualist is stronger spiritually than 5,000 of these motherfuckers. And then some. So of course they got to keep an eye on you. Of course they're keeping an eye on you. Of course there's entities and groups around you doing shit. Of course. Because it'd be too easy for you. You know what I mean? It would be way too easy for you, bro. Like this shit right here, this game called life would be easy mode. And it is easy mode. It's just they make it look as if it's not easy mode. And they are spending millions, trillions of dollars making it look like that. Trillions. They're investing in fear. You know, I'm investing in money. I'm investing in people. I'm investing in myself. The only thing that they invest in is fear. They invest fear. They put a lot of money in fear. They create fear programs. They create fear weaponry. They create fear media. They create fear everything. Fear art. Fear everything. Fear stories. Fear rumors. Fear everything. Trillions of dollars. Trillions of taxpayers' money invested in fear. And people keep pouring that money into the fear system. Because they're already enslaved. They're already sheep. Of course, there's some people waking up. I know that. I know there's some people waking up. That's not the problem. But there's still a lot of people that don't want to wake up. There's still a lot of people that will not wake up because they want to be enslaved. Because they think that's what they deserve out of life. They think that's going to make things even better. They think that's paradise. For some people, you got to understand, for some people, paradise is being enslaved. No pun intended. No offense meant. But the kind of slavery I'm talking about is you eating rye bread with water every day, wearing up in the most non-fashionable clothing that you can possibly imagine every fucking day for everybody on the planet. That's the fucking plan. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about being a slave to your money or being a slave to your honey or to your money. You know what I mean? I'm talking about being enslaved like bullshit enslavement. You know what I mean? Like Egyptian pharaoh enslavement. You know what I mean? That's what they want. You know what I mean? Communist China type of shit. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why spiritualists don't give a fuck about what they look like sometimes. And it's, if you don't know now, you know. Because sometimes people do things and they don't know why they're doing it. You know, they just do it because they felt like it. It's because you're an empath. So the emotional spectrum is giving you information and you're acting logically and accordingly to the information that you're receiving. You know what I mean? So it's not, you're not crazy, you're not weird. It's everybody else around you that's weird. It's like Alice in Wonderland. You know what I mean? The Cat in the Hat asks Alice. Alice thinks she going crazy and like she like, yo, I'm fucking crazy. I'm lost. I'm crazy. The Cat in the Hat's like, hold up, wait a minute. How do you even know if you're crazy? Everybody else around you is crazy. like how are you supposed to know the difference? You know what I mean? Then she had a realization and she's like, oh shit, he's right. Like, how am I, that shit don't make sense. You know what I mean? So you ain't really crazy. You know, you're not lost. You're not, you know, it is what it is. You know, And yeah, me too. Sometimes I don't give a shit because the thing is, what happened was when you're ambitious and you're driven towards, getting to a certain place. I don't need. I'm not in an area where I can always be Mr. Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Successful, Mr. This. Sometimes the pressure of these people that they send to me is so bad that I actually have to become a gangster for like 2-3 days to like back off all of the pressure that comes on me. You know what I mean? Pause. So I'm not a gangster. You know what I mean? I'm not a gangster. I'm not a kingpin or some shit like that, right? It's just spiritually, their evil spirit, their conniving spirit don't respect spirituality. They see it as a weakness. They don't respect intelligence. They see it as a weakness. They don't respect good people, right? Charitable, good people. They see it as a weakness, right? So I can keep going, not care that they don't like that shit. I can keep going, but the pressure, it's not gonna go away. It's gonna keep balling up. It's gonna ball up because I'm not fighting it. I'm just looking the other way and shit. But while I'm looking the other way, that ball of hate is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So now I have to go back and reflect that shit back to them. And then they become in fear, and then they're afraid because, they're not like that. So it is what it is. So that's nigga magic for you guys. There's some people that say that shit, that call that shit nigga magic. It is nigga magic. And it's hateful shit too. It's not nice, because it's not, and that's why you have to move. And you got to make that money, and you got to show up and make that money, even if you don't like money. But you got to show up. You got to show up to your. You gotta open your door. You got to open the money faucet. You got to open it up, because your money faucet is closed, but you got to open it. Because of your spirituality, your money faucet is closed, but you got to let it in. You got to fill up that tub that you call your body with the water, with the earth energy, the material energy. You got to find a balance. You don't have to be money bag yo. You don't have to do that. But open it up a little bit, because you need to move to a better area. Because that shit that you're doing, always reflecting, it's hindering your own personal process. It's hindering your process, man. Because at some point you're gonna start to believe that you're a gangster. And at some point you're gonna lose yourself. You're gonna lose a lot of yourself. You're gonna lose a lot of. This is why I'm a very high spiritualist, man. No pun intended. But this is the reason why I still curse. If you watch my videos, I'm very ghetto. I'm very ghetto, but I'm a very highly spiritual person, and that's because I'm a highly spiritual person that lives in the city. So there are certain things I can't let go, but I need to let those things go. So I have to I have to strive to put myself in better positions, so I can let that shit go. Let go of the past. I gotta let go of the past. I'm not the only one that needs to do that. A lot of people need to do that. A lot of people need to let go of the past, because that shit is the past. And it's even going to be the past even more. It's going to become the past in real life at some point, because we're heading towards the future. We're not heading towards the past. That shit don't make sense. When you walk forward. You don't walk backwards. When you walk, you're looking straight ahead. You're not looking behind your head. So you got to understand that that's just how life is. Everything is always in front of you. So you're always going in front. That's why we don't have eyes on top of our heads. We have eyes in front of our heads. Because life is telling us everything is supposed to go that way. You're supposed to go that way. That's why your nose is pointing that way. Your nose is not like this. Your nose is not like that. Your nose is not like this. It's not like this either. It's like this. Your mouth is this way. Your eyes are this way. The only thing that's not this way is your ears. Your ears are listening to both sides. Right? Your ears listens both sides. But your face is heading towards. If you're a man, your genitalia goes. You know what I mean? You know, everything's going forward. You're not going backwards. You're not supposed to go. You can't go backwards. It's not possible. And if you do, you're gonna, you know, the way that your human body is made, you're probably gonna bump into something. And you're gonna fall over because you can't see what's behind you. Like I said before, a lot of people got pride. I'm a very prideful person. I'm an extremely prideful person. My name is Lucifer. I'm the king of pride. I'm not the king of lies. I'm the king of pride. I'm the sin of pride. You know what I mean? I'm a very prideful person. But living in situations like this, surrounded by weirdos, leaving a situation like this does not make you unprideful. That doesn't mean that you're not the king of pride anymore. No, being the king of pride means I'm too good for your ass, so I'm stepping the fuck out. You know what I mean? Period. And you are. You are too good for their asses. I don't know why you keep trying to, like, there's nothing to do with these people. The way you're doing things is not the way you're supposed to be doing it. You think you're gonna get some Jesus points if you go around on a pilgrimage. You're not supposed to be doing pilgrimage, man. Pilgrimage is a scam. There ain't no pilgrimage going on here, man. There's no pilgrimage here, bro. No pun intended. You're not no your job on earth is not to be a pilgrim. There ain't no pilgrimage here. Stop doing that shit. Stop doing that pilgrimage shit, man. Ain't nobody need that shit. Ain't nobody. It's not gonna work. It's just not how it works. Take care of your shit. Take care of yourself. And then people are gonna see how cool you look. And once they see how cool you look, they're gonna want to do the same things. And they might not ever gonna do the same shit that you're doing. But at least now it's in their heads. And that's gonna create a snowball effect. It's gonna make a snowball effect, man. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And most of you spiritual cats out here, y'all on some pilgrimage shit. That's why they look good sometimes and sometimes they don't look good. That's why they're still smoking danks. Because they're still part of the matrix. Oh, what, you think because you're wearing bracelets and necklaces and shit like that, you ain't part of the matrix? You're still part of the matrix. You're still part of the matrix, man. Everything is part of the matrix. Even people that's living in the streets are part of the matrix. Like bums and, you know, like homeless people. That's the matrix too. You ain't free. You ain't free. That's matrix. You're still in the matrix, man. But you think you have to do a pilgrimage. You got to go door to door. You know, hey man, have you heard the good news? I'm a spiritual guru. No one gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a spiritual guru and so are you. No one gives a shit. No one cares. No one cares. Even people that act like they care don't care. So you got to stop doing that. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You know what I mean? Get your shit up. Level yourself up. Level yourself up. Do what you got to do. And then good things happen. So you see a lot of the spiritual cats, you know what I mean? They looking all weird sometimes. Sometimes they don't. They're smoking their dinks, you know what I mean? Smoking their cigarettes. Smoking their dinks and stuff like that. Because they're still trying to be part. They're on the pilgrimage. They're trying to bring people. They're doing the Noah Ark. They're doing Noah's Ark. They're Noah Arking. That's what I call that shit. That's what it is. You're Noah Arking, bro. Like, stop. No one cares about your fucking boat. We don't care how big it is. We don't care how many people can fit in that shit. We don't care. We're not interested. And we've been telling you for years how uninterested we are, but you motherfuckers keep coming around knocking at our doors. Stop. That's not what we want. You got to understand, some people are too afraid to go against the status quo. The quid pro quo, the status quo, whatever quo it is. But one thing they can do is that they can help you along the way to achieve your success. They can do that. They're not going to fight, but they're going to help. So that's why you need to upgrade your leadership skills, to read some leadership skills books, whatever. Check out some leadership YouTube videos. Practice your communication skills. And just do the thing that you know how to do best, baby. Do that thing. Whatever that thing is. So, I'm going to leave you guys on that one. And like I said before, don't judge a book by its cover. Learn from it. Because a lot of times people judge a book by its cover and they don't know what's really going on inside of the book. And it might be some shit that you've never seen before. It might be some shit that you never thought of before. It might be some crazy ass shit. And ridiculous shit. Because the thing you gotta understand, me, I can't walk down the street. I'm a bajillion miles away from you, man. So there's someone next to you that's exactly like me. You probably seen them before many times. You just never paid any attention. And people need to understand that. In every location, there's a situation. I'm the situation in my location. So who's the situation in yours? So anyways, I'll leave you guys with that. Have a good one. Peace out.